Hey y'all, and welcome to the video, and thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for joining me today to view my eyeshadow palette collection. So I did one of these videos back January 1st, and I told myself that I would do it again in 6 months. Here we are, it is 6 months, and yeah. What?
Can I see your vagina? Because I can see it.
No, they cannot see my vagina. Stop it, go away.
Well, I can see it.
Well, my camera's not angled down. Please go away. Quit looking at it. It's hot in here. I'm not wearing pants. Come on.
Okay.
What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Okay, so I filmed this video on January 1st, and I said 6 months later I'm going to film it again and show you guys what my palette collection is looking like. So I think I had right around 100 palettes in January, and I started to get like really overwhelmed, and I decluttered a ton. So I don't even have as many eyeshadow palettes as I did have, and there have been several eyeshadow palettes that have come into my collection and then I've sold in the 6 month period. Maybe I'll talk about the ones that I've also had during the time but then given away. No, that would be too much. We'll just see what my current collection is, and I hope that you enjoy. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe. It would mean so much to me. And let's go ahead and get into the video. So here's the palette situation, and that was coffee. So we're just gonna go through, and I'm gonna show you all of my palettes that I have currently, and I will link down below the 6 month palette video from 6 months ago. And you can see the monstrosity of all the palettes that I had before. So I'm going to set you down and we're going to go through all of the palettes. Sorry that this is a weird angle. Okay, so let's start out with one of my favorite palettes. This is the Huda Beauty Nude palette. You guys already know it's the cutest palette, and I always keep these inserts in here because it's so cute. Here it is. I really haven't even used it that much, but it's so gorgeous. But as you can see, I have a lot of palettes, so it's hard to, like, you know, use them up. But yeah, I love this palette. It's so gorgeous, and it's definitely a ride or die. I would never get rid of this. Here we have the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I actually just gave this away on my channel like 2 months ago, I think. It's gorgeous. Another card insert, super cute, love it. These colors are so freaking cute. I think I've only used this palette once though, but you know, whatever. I love this palette, love it to death. Here we have the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. Gorgeous, love it. Card insert, of course. Now this palette is freaking amazing. I actually used to have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, but I'm not really into those tones, like the darker shades here, so I got rid of that. But I kept this one because I love it so much. I've used this one actually several times. You can't really tell actually, but I have. It's really pretty, and I prefer this one over that one any day. Here we have the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. This one is so pretty. I've used this one several times, and this blue shade, oh my god, I love it. And I really love this color and this color and this color. Oh, this one's okay. You know what? I just love this palette, okay? I know these Huda Beauty palettes are $65, but they're well worth the money. I love them. And if anybody tells you any different, they're lying. This is good. We'll go ahead and talk about some Anastasia palettes. So I have the Riviera palette. I got this one at TJ Maxx or Marshall's. I can't remember, but yeah, I got that there. And it's actually a freaking gorgeous palette. First off, this in your inner corner or your lower lash line is gold. Love this shade. Love this shade. Love... Actually, you know what? The people that said that this palette wasn't even that good are lying, because I love this palette. It's definitely one of my favorites, and I've used it several times. So good. This one is my baby, okay? This one is like my #1 favorite palette. I've used it so many freaking times. I think the only shade I have not used in it is Libra. I've swatched it, but I haven't actually used it on my lids yet. Actually, no, I take that back. I don't think I've used this one, but I've used all of the melt, like all the rest of them, all of the melts. I was gonna say that makes no sense. This is so, so pretty. I love it. It's my favorite. And if you can still get it on sale for like 22 bucks, get it and get a backup. It's so good. Here we have the Subculture palette. This is one that I actually haven't even used yet, but I'm pretty excited. I've been saving it for fall because this is just like a fall vibe palette. Oh, you can see my camera. Oh, you can see me. Hi. So I've been saving it for, I don't even need this plastic thing. I've been saving it for like fall looks because it just speaks fall to me. So I'm excited to use this. Here we have the Jackie Aina palette. You know, I filmed one of those new makeup releases, makeup that I would not be buying before this came out. And I was like, I don't want it. Well, I lied to myself because when I bought it, I turned out, I can't speak. When I bought it, it turns out I love this palette. It is so, so good. It actually was an IPSY add-on for this month, and I got it for my friend Noelle. And guess what? IPSY lost my ultimate, so yeah, there's a little spoiler alert there. But that's a really good palette. Next up, we have the Anastasia Prism palette. This is actually a really good palette too. I love that shade. That one blew me out of the water. Like, I had no idea. This is so gorgeous. So is Throne. I had such a good time with that shade, and I created such a fun look. You guys, this is a good palette. I love it. Soft Glam. This is the palette that I used, and I said, holy crap, Anastasia has amazing eyeshadows. It took me like 3 seconds to create a look with this freaking palette, and it took me 2 seconds to even blend, and it was done. I was like, are you kidding me? I've been sleeping on this all my life? If I would have known, I would have bought eyeshadow way sooner. Orange Soda, best shade. Love it. Go buy it. The Sultry palette. I got this like 2 years ago, I think, and I was scared of it because it was so dark, and guess what? I love it. It's a good palette. All these are so beautiful. And yeah, let's go ahead and go over some more Huda palettes. So this is the Huda Nude Light palette. Gorgeous. Definitely one of my favorites. I've used it quite a lot, even though you can't tell, but I have. Super pretty. You definitely need it. Ooh, the Pastels Huda palette. Ooh, this one, so good. This one too, the shade blows me out of the water. Like, really, really pretty. Love it. This palette I've only swatched. I haven't actually used it yet, but it is really, really pretty. Like, look at that. It's not focusing, but it is pretty. Ooh, the Neon palette. This one is really good too, especially this shade. Really, really good. Why is this not focusing that well? There we go. Pretty. Love it. Can you tell I'm like a fan of Huda? This one I recently got, and I got it in a mystery box, and if you a Huda mystery bag. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I haven't used it yet. I have actually had like, I think 5 more of these type of palettes from her. Like, I forget the Obsessions palettes, that's what it's called, and I got rid of all of them, but this one I actually want to use. I've been saving it for fall. It looks pretty. Cannot wait to use it. This is one that is very, very good. Okay, love it. Very, very pretty. You need it. You need it. Here we have the ABH Norvina palette, and this is volume 1. Okay, so these were just on sale for 20 bucks. And they were on sale, they're on sale now for 14, which is a steal. These little guys are so freaking pigmented. It's insane. So pigmented. Why is it not focusing? There we go. I can't wait to actually use it. I've only swatched that one. This little guy I used in a rainbow video, and holy crap, was this pigmented and bright as crap. Holy God, you need this one. This is the volume 2 palette. Go get it. It was on sale for $14. There we go. Here we have the Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette. I did a video on this. I did 4 looks. They came out so good, and I've actually used this one several times after that. This is a gorgeous palette, like super gorgeous. I'm so ready for fall because these are the shades that I want to put on my eyes for fall. And you know what? They actually had this at TJ Maxx not long after I bought it when it came out for like half the price. And I was really mad about it. But you guys, this is a good palette. Go get it. Here we have the new Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes palette. This actually came out 3 months ago, I think. Not very long ago, and I've used it a few times. It's actually a really, really pretty neutral palette. So if this is like something you would be interested in, definitely go pick it up. I actually really like it. It's really good. Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. This is a palette that I had wanted for the longest time and I just never got, and now here we are. I haven't used it yet. It's another neutral, but it's just been one palette that I've always wanted and I bought it, but I haven't used it yet. I'm sad. I love packaging though, and it's definitely cute. So here we go. That's why I bought it. Here we have the Naked 3 by Urban Decay. This I've had since 2015. It was my first palette. It's sentimental. Do I use it? No. It's it's definitely expired, but it's sentimental to me, so I'm never getting rid of it. Just saying. Here we have the Stila palette. This is the After Hours palette. I haven't used it yet. It's heavy as crap. You literally could chuck this at somebody and put them in the hospital. But it's so gorgeous. This is my first Stila palette and I cannot wait. Like, look at these two shades. And that shade. And that shade. I need it. I cannot wait to use this. I don't know why I haven't yet. But I just got this like a month and a half ago, so I'm excited to wear it. Here we have the Too Faced Natural Lust palette. Super pretty. I definitely like this shade here. And Call Me Back is really pretty. It's just a really pretty palette. Here we have the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. I got this one in 2016. It was gifted to me for my birthday. And I still didn't know like how to do eyeshadow. So I never really used it, but I did use the heck out of this shade for my eyebrows. Can you tell? There's a huge dent in that. But is this expired? Probably. I should try to use it. But yeah, here we go. It's sentimental too, so I don't want to get rid of it. Here we have the Tardiest Pro palette. I just got this in Boxycharm. I did get the Remix palette too, but I got rid of that. But this one's super pretty and I cannot wait to use it. It definitely gives me like a smoky nighttime fall vibe and I cannot wait to use it. How many times am I going to say that in this video? Who knows? Probably a ton. Let's get into Lorac. So this is the Lorac Pro palette. I actually bought this from Porcelain off of whatchamacallit, Poshmark. If you guys don't know who Porcelain is, go check her out. She's amazing. It's my favorite palette, pretty much. Just saying. It's gorgeous. It's like the perfect bridal shades, like, am I right? Yeah, love this palette. Now, the Lorac Pro 3 palette, I think, or this is the fourth one. I think this is the fourth one. Yeah, this is the fourth one. This one and the other one, I have taken out of my collection 2 times. And put it back in there and I still refuse to use it and I don't know why. Like, I look at it and I'm not inspired, but I also don't want to get rid of it. You guys know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Do you hear my child just running around in the background? Here I have the first Lorac Pro palette. Super gorgeous. Again, I'm just uninspired when I look at it, but I don't want to get rid of it. Lorac just has amazing formulas and I think that's why I keep it, because like it just feels like silky freaking butter. Like, look at that, silky butter. And here I have the Lorac Mega Pro 4 palette and it is huge and it's large and in charge and it's gorgeous. Like, look at that shade. That's a pretty shade here. Lagoon, super pretty. I cannot wait to do some like really fall inspired look. So I need to use it more now, but like, look at this shade. Look at that. That's legit. That's legit. They're gorgeous. I need to use it. Honestly, I do. Let's go ahead and get into Jeffree Star palette. So here's the Alien palette. Super pretty. I've only used it once, but you know, I'll definitely use it again at some point. This one I'm excited to definitely do some winter looks with because I feel like blue is just very wintry, even though it's definitely summery too. I'm just not inspired to use blue right now, but this is a really, really pretty palette. Here is Blood Sugar. You guys already know what this looks like. Bada boom. Here's Blood Sugar. Okie dokie, let's move on. Here is this palette, which actually surprised me. What was this even called? I forget. Bloodlust. And this, I was like vetoing purple, but now all of a sudden purple looks so good on me, and I love this palette. Look at it, so pretty. What is going on with that pink shade? Like, I don't know what's going on in the corner there. That's weird. Anyways, love it. Actually, I had the mini controversy and the conspiracy palette, but I decluttered them because they were both garbage. Anyways, Mini Breaker, amazing palette. Absolutely love it. The infamous Thirsty palette, my first Jeffree Star palette. The first one that I was like, oh my god, I need it. And I love it. This is probably my favorite shade that I own out of all of my eyeshadow palettes, including this blue right here. This is a solid palette, you guys. Here we have Jawbreaker, which was my first like huge colorful palette, and it actually is my most colorful palette, and it's amazing. I love this palette so much. And of course we have Cremated here, which is really, really pretty. I actually love this palette. I've used it 5 times, I think, and yeah, definitely can't wait to do more fall looks with this. Here we have the Kylie Under the Sea palette, I think is what it's called, and this is probably one of my favorite palettes ever. I've only used it like 100 times. I'm not even kidding. I use this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade every single time I wear this palette, which I've worn it a lot. I've never tried this one, this one, this one, or this one, but the rest of it I am in love with. Like, this is good, okay? It's good stuff. Here we have the Kylie You're So Money Baby. This is another palette that I was like, whoa, this is actually like really good. So I'm just saying, it's a good palette. KKW, The Artist and the Muse. So it's the Mario #2 palette. I actually got rid of this and then like got it back, and I used it and then I didn't like it. So I don't know why I still keep it, but I don't want to get rid of it. It's another one of those things. You have it, but you don't want to get rid of it, even though you don't use it. I even had the KKW So Fire palette. Never used it. I got rid of it though. Here we have some Juvia's Place palettes. This is the Nubian. This is probably another absolute favorite palette. Love it to death. So good. Juvia's Place, you don't even have to buy it on like for full price. It's always on sale and worth every penny. Full price, even double. The formula is just so good. Ooh, the Nomad. This one's so good. I've worn the same look several times. I'll use this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade. Holy crap, I haven't tried these yet because it's more fall to me, but oh, this is a good one, you guys. The Warrior 2, I don't think I've used this one yet. No, I haven't used this one yet, but I'm very excited. This is another one that I want to use for fall. So yeah, we're saving it for that. The Deuce. This one is so gorgeous, but be careful because this shade stained the crap out of my eyes. But it's so pretty, you guys. You guys need to invest in Juvia's Place if you haven't. It's so good. Here's my last and very first Juvia's Place purchase. There's like a hair. This is the Zulu palette. It's gorgeous. It was my first colorful palette. Look at it. Would you just look at it? Look at that green. Oh, so pretty. Solid palette. Here I have the Mini Gold Natasha Denona palette. Holy crap, is this worth $25? I love this palette so much. Of course, you can only create like 2 looks with it, or like, I mean, you can probably create more than that, but what I like is the 2 looks I've created with it. But it's so gorgeous. I can't wait to like bust this out for fall again because this is just not summer appropriate, but I like this palette. This one surprised me. It actually has scratches all over it too. But this is the Sunrise palette. Holy crap, is it gorgeous. I love this palette so much. Like, it makes me want to buy more Natasha Denona palettes, even though this is $65 and it's her cheapest palette, okay? I'm just saying. Here's the Revolution Soph X Extra Spice palette. This is one that I had gotten, kind of like the first palette I ever really used. And it's sentimental to me because it got me, like, really figuring out how to use eyeshadow. And I love it. And it's actually really, really good. So I keep it around for sentimental reasons. Ooh, the Life's a Drag. I was so excited to get this in my Boxycharm, and it's so good. I've used it several times. I just haven't used these shades yet, but I love this palette. This one you guys have asked me to review. I told you I'm going to review it. I've reviewed it already, and it was garbage, and you guys wanted me to re-review it, and I will be. So I'll just leave this on my table so I can do it tomorrow. But this palette was straight up trash. I got rid of it and it's in my collection again. Stay tuned. ColourPop Bare Necessities. Every nude you could ever possibly want. And more. It's actually a solid palette. It's really pretty. I haven't reached for it that much, but like if there's a shade that I really just need, I got you. It's here. And probably like a good bridal palette too. Ooh, you guys hated me for this. You hated me. So, like, this palette, you guys, it's not my favorite. I mean, it's not. I don't really like it. I like these glitters. That's why I keep the palette. But I feel like for me personally and what I like on my eyes and what looks good, everything is just too dark for me. And when I said that I was just not, like, feeling the hype of this palette, you guys, I've never had so many people message me on Instagram about something in my life. They were like, girl, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. I think somebody even unfollowed me, but it's not that good. For me personally. It might be good for you. It's the tones is just too dark for my liking. For me. It doesn't look good on me. That's the point. Morphe X Jeffree Star. You know, a lot of people hated this palette, but I actually like it, okay? I don't know if I got just a really good one, but, I mean, the formulas worked really well for me. Like, you guys had so many problems with this shade. I had a freaking fantastic look with that shade. My favorites are like these over here, but yeah, it's a solid palette. I like it. Oh, the Jaclyn Hill palette. I purchased it in 2017. Would you look at it? It is dirtier than the socks under my bed, okay? But it is well loved. This is another one that I'm like, I'm gonna use it and learn how to use, like, to do eyeshadow. And yeah, there's some dents in some shades, like this one I wore all the time. And yeah, probably my most used palette ever. It's a good one, and this is the original, so it's not the Morphe changed the quality. This is the OG palette, okay? First launch. This bad boy is actually really good too. I really like this palette, you guys. Bright and to the point. Gorgeous. Love it. Okay, dokie. Let's get on to this stack of palettes. Here we have the Violet Voss Sparkling Cherry Limeade palette. Very pretty, very pigmented. I really, really like this palette. This is from Pop Beauty. I actually got this in PR sent to me. I haven't used it yet, but it is so pretty and I cannot wait to try it. This was also sent to me in PR, and it's a very gorgeous palette. Like, this is something that's giving me like October fall vibes, like cozy sweater, even though this is the Your Perfect like cat palette, but it's a good palette. It really is. Definitely check out Winky Lux, link down below. This one I just got in Boxycharm. It's from Beauty Creations. I don't know who that is, but it's a really, really pretty palette, so that's why I'm keeping it in my collection. So this is the Brow Bar palette. What is it even called? Drama Queen. I just got this one in Boxycharm too, and I'm so excited because that shade looks so pretty, and so does this green, and that's the whole reason why I'm keeping it. Super pretty. Oh, you guys. This Ofra Glitch palette, the first one. Ooh, it's so pretty. It's like their highlighter formula, and this is a palette that I'll use like one shade all over my lid, and I do that all the time. This is so pretty. You guys need to go buy it. You'll thank me later. Okay, you guys, we're almost done. We're gonna go through the ColourPop palettes and then we'll be done. Here we have Going Coconuts. Love it. My BFF Caitlin gave this to me. She bought it. Love her. Honey. It used to be my favorite, but guess what? It's not as good as it used to be. I don't know. Maybe it's been sitting around for so long. It's not as pigmented. Let me know if you also think the same, if you have that palette. Blue Moon, would never give you up. These are basically, okay, so I used to own like pretty much every single ColourPop palette to date up to like December. And I got rid of almost all of them because, you know what, I had too many and I didn't like them all. But these palettes here are my palettes that I'll never get rid of, just so you know. Blue Moon, love it. It's definitely got different tones than the Jeffree Star palette. That's why I'm keeping it around. I now own every blue under the moon. Blue Moon. Get it? Anyways, Lilac You A Lot. Surprised the heck out of me. I used to hate myself in purple, and now I do. I love myself. Yeah, that didn't come out right. But this is a pretty palette. I love it. Ooh, this made me realize that I liked myself in green. Look at that. Love this palette. Used it several times. Definitely can't wait to use it again. Ooh, this one, freaking amazing. Love it so much. This shade, oh, so good. The Sweet Talk palette was my first ColourPop palette purchase. Love it to death. Super pretty. This palette my best friend Caitlin sent me. Super, super cute. I haven't used it yet, but I definitely want to. My BFF also sent me this one as well, but it's broken. But that's okay. The rest of the palette, so, so gorgeous. What is this called? Gimme Butterflies. And then the last ColourPop palette, Truly Madly Deeply. I did a video on this too. Oh, it's so pretty. Such a gorgeous palette. Anyways, that is it. That is all of the palettes that I own. If you enjoy, please give it a thumbs up. And maybe I'll show you my complete highlighter collection and whatnot. I have a ton of makeup, you guys. I just, it's annoying. But like, if you want to see the collection, let me know. Anyways, that is it. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.